Alright, so I'm going to show you how to sync something up. Now, you got to have some imagination because I don't actually have 3 video clips on this computer that need to be synced, so I'm going to use 3 video clips that won't sync just to kind of give you an idea of what you do. So this is Adobe Premiere Pro. Now with Adobe Premiere Pro, you could actually go over and say grab 3 videos that have the same audio on it, and you can line them up. And just and line them up together like that. Like you want to line up 2 first, highlight them, and then you right click, and then you go synchronize, and then right here it says synchronize to audio. These won't sync, so I'll just get an error message because they're not the same audio. But if I, oh, actually they will, because they are the same video. So if I went sync, or here, let me actually do that different. I'll put these over here like this. So if they're the same video, so they actually audio will sync up. So if I right click and I go synchronize to audio, click OK. See, I just lined them up perfectly. So even if the audio is a little bit different, now and then what you do is what I do after I get this lined up. I usually just, if I need to sync another one up, a 3rd video up, I'll bring those up, put them at the very front, and get them lined up where I know the audio is exactly booted at the front. So that means if I have to edit one video clip, like, to make them line up like that, and then make sure that everything's booted up. So even if I'm going to re-edit the front, I'll line them both up the same distance, get them up at the front, then I'll take one, move it back a little bit, and grab in another video with from a different camera. I'm just going to lay it in there anywhere. Highlight them both, right click, synchronize, audio. Now I'll know that this clip is the length I need to get them all 3 to match up. So what I'll do is I'll just bring that clip back, got them all 3 the same length, have them back up. Now I know they're all 3 synced up. Now I can drag them back on the timeline, and then I can lengthen them out however I need. But I know the audio is in sync, so you might get something like this. They're looking like that, but now all the audio is in sync. So that's one way, and that's with Premiere Pro. You can you can get that from Adobe for like $19 a month, or you can download it off of Pirate Bay for free. The other way is when you're starting to record, this you can do with any software. Final Cut Pro is a little bit harder because it's just a junky software, but any like Vegas will, and I mean you can do it with Final Cut Pro. But when you start recording, you turn on all 3 cameras and your recording software, and you just say, okay, this is start of the song, and then you just do a big clap with your hands, just like that. So you're just basically doing like a 3 clap, 1. And then when you go into your audio, you can go to your clip, and then let me pull this up. I'm doing this on a Mac Pro, so it's kind of harder. You're on a bigger computer, works. So I can pull these down, and I can see my audio. So this audio doesn't have a hand clap, so I'm just going to grab another peak that they're all the same. But with a hand clap, you're going to know, okay, that's my hand clap. But then you can go in here and see, okay, well, these are already lined up, but say they weren't lined up, say they were like this. And let's just say that this peak right here is your hand clap. So now you know, okay, I need to line all my hand claps up. And even if they're like a half of a frame off, it ain't going to matter, but you can basically go back and line, line your hand clap up. So that's lined up with that one. Now I can grab this one down here, and I can move it along the timeline manually. And that's how you get audio lined up. That's why you see, like, when people are shooting videos, they have that little thing called a clapper, and that's what it's for. If they don't have time code, then they line it up visually with that clapper. So they'll be like, blah 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 blah, scene 1, and they'll clap, because usually their audio is coming from a different source to their camera. But that way they can line the audio up with their camera. So you can do the hand clap too. I usually do 3 claps. That way I can see all 3 markers. 1, 2, 3. You know, I can be like, and I'll know on everything's going. So those 3 claps, that's where I'll put it together. So anyhow, hope that helps.